Maayong buntag.
Ayan, buntag, sir.
All right. I think we're live on YouTube already. Maayong buntag to everyone. Good morning to everyone. For to those who are coming from different parts of the country, we are well represented. We have participants from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. So good morning. My fellow Ilocanos are here. So naimbag nga bigat. Magandang araw, magandang umaga. Happy Saturday as well. So while we're doing some trainings, a lot of these trainings will be a lot easier. We'll be focusing on workshops, on some hands-on. So please make sure you bring your own coffee. Ayan, I have my own coffee with me as well. So it's a Saturday morning. Thank you for being here with us. Okay? All right. Okay, so I think we can already start. Let's just right. In a few minutes siguro, let's just wait for the others. We're still 83 here. We're checking on our live stream as well. If we have participants coming in, we have 6 participants coming in from our live stream. So thank you so much for being here with us. So the Tag Pros team is also monitoring the YouTube comment section. So good morning, sir, from Teacher Karen from Marywoods Academy, Bukidnon. Ayan, so we have Teacher Karen and Teacher Ron, Cheryl, or yeah, Cheryl on live stream on YouTube, participating via the comment section. Okay, we have 7 and we're almost 100 here. So please share the YouTube link. Um Miss Tess, can you share the YouTube link? Ayan. It's already shared. Thank you. I saw it there. So please copy and paste this and send to your group chats for your co-teachers who are joining us for this pilot research program and study and professional development. So good morning, everyone. Morning from Davao. Yesterday, I was in Cebu. I met I met some of our colleagues who are part of our part of our who are participants of the research. So I was in Cebu yesterday. I meet the teachers and school leaders of Colegio de San Agustin, which are part of this study. So it was great seeing in person yung mga kasama natin. I was so excited, no? I don't know if mom is here. So,
Hello,
ayan.
sir. Jim, good morning. Madam Barton, yes, we have met
Yes.
yesterday.
Ayan, ano si
Yes,
ma'am. Si ma'am kasama ko kahapon sa Cebu Teachers Congress. And
yes.
this year's. Hello, Ma'am Barton. Ayan. All right. I think we can start. We're 99 here. That means they will be the others who will be coming. Please tell them that they can join our training part 2 training via the YouTube live stream on Tag Pros official YouTube account. So again, it's there. It's youtube.com at Tag Pros Education. So that's our YouTube account. Um, okay, I think we're good. From Taytong as well, Bacolod Taytong, good morning po from our friends in Visayas in Bacolod. All right, so I think we're ready. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Saturday training. This is part 2 of the whole first module on basic use and training of AI and specifically GabAI, your teacher assistant. So we've finished sessions 1 and 2. We will continue with sessions 2, 3, 4 for this so that you can complete the whole module 1 for the introduction to GabAI. To start our session for today, we are very happy to be joined by our CEO, Christian Manansala, who is based in the USA. So is it a Friday evening there, Chris?
Yes, yes. Friday po rito and thank you so much. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat and I'm so delighted to see all of you and I'm very impressed, Jim. Congratulations. Everybody's here to learn AI.
Yes, yes. Everybody's here to learn AI and gabay. So Chris, maybe you can tell us something about yourself para naman makilala ka ng mga
Yeah.
kapatid.
Yeah, parehas ho ninyo ako. Guru din ho ako, mathematics. All of us here in Tag Pros, hindi ho kami mga negosyante, mga teachers ho kami. All of us, including our all co-founders. We are all dedicated educators. No? Gabay is created by educators, Filipino educators for Filipino educators. So may mga iba ho dyan na nagbibigay ng mga solutions pero business oriented ho, no? Tayo ho education, no? And also kami ho ay naririto, no? At gusto naming ipakita itong gabay para ho matulungan nyo rin kaming ma-improve, no? At matulungan din niya kayo kasi habang tinutulungan nyo siyang gabay, tinutulungan din kayo ng gabay na ma-improve ang pagtuturo ninyo. So again, I am very pleased to see everybody here and congratulations for making yourself available, no, every week so that you learn emerging technologies, no. Dito sa Amerika, hindi ho tayo papahuli sa mga Amerikano, no. Kailangan updated ho rin tayo.
All right. Thank you so much, Chris. And Chris will be with us. Medyo baliktad lang yung oras natin. So it's Friday
Gabi
night.
ho rito, gabi.
Yeah. So, by the way, I think like Chris has mentioned, TagPro started as a non-profit organization. Back in 2020, we've trained thousands, if not 10,000s of teachers
Correct.
for free on emerging technologies like online learning, blended learning, and now we made a concrete solution.
Yeah, we made a concrete solution. Naputulo si Jim, no, for everybody, no. At marami ho kaming ginawang training and mag-request lang ho kayo at marami pa rin ho kaming gagawing training. Hindi pa rin ho kami tapos, no. We're gonna make it better, no. At ang AI ho, if in infancy, we will try to provide some
Time
more AI training, no,
really.
para po sa lahat. Hello, Jim. Jim, napuputol ka. I don't know if they can hear me too. Can you hear me, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Can
Okay.
hear.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And again, we are here, no, to serve everybody, to help you out, no, develop yourselves. In fact, we are providing certificates coming here from the United States, no. Yung certificate na ibinibigay namin sa training ay galing dito, no. So we are pwede niyo ilagay yan sa ano niyo sa mga display ninyo sa bahay and maganda yung tignan, ano. And also Tag Pros is also aligned and we are also affiliated with the US Department of Education, no. Kaya ho kami nandito sa Amerika and we are going to translate all of our knowledge in the Philippines, no. So Jim is texting me right now, ano, and he will be here. He is restarting his Zoom, no. Kung may mga tanong ho kayo sa gabay, no. Again, yung gabay po ay dinevelop namin last year, no, 6 months, and because we've trained 30,000 to 50,000 teachers during the pandemic, no, we gathered some of their concerns, no. Number one, yung overwork ho kayo, no? Marami ho kayong ginagawa. At number two, minsan overwork na, underpaid pa, no? And pangalawa ho, we decided to do this so that you can also teach your students, no? Hindi na ho kayo nag-iisip ng mga lesson plan niyo dahil ipinasok na ho namin ang DepEd curriculum dito. And if you're a private school, we can also architecturally integrate your school curriculum kung may mga special curriculum kayo dahil nakaabang na ho yung gabay sa mga special curriculum, no? So ganun ho ang pinaka-setup ho ng gabay, no? Tapos um, um, in a way ho para ring ano yan, para ring subsidized din ho namin yan dahil hindi naman ho masyadong mahal yung 99 pesos lang pamasahe lang ho yata sa jeep yun diyan at hindi naman ho masyadong mahal, no? So yun ho ang ginagawa namin, and we're trying to, in fact, at some point we are already talking with DepEd, no, kasi nakita nila na yung matatag program naka-integrate sa loob ng makina at makakapag-generate ho kayo ng mga curriculum na gusto niyo from lesson plan, formative assessments, or summative assessments. Pwede ho kayo maglalagay diyan ng mga rubrics ninyo, no? Si Jim ho ang magpapaliwanag yan dahil si Jim ho ang isa sa master designer ng gabay, no? At alam ho ni Jim ang mga pangangailangan ninyo, no? Kami ho nagdi-design din kami ng gabay rito sa Amerika pero mauuna pa ho kayo. So maswerte ho ang Pilipinas.
Ayan. Thank you so much, Chris. I'm back. I hope no. I've been having some concerns with the internet and Zoom. So thank you so much, Chris. Like what Chris has said, I'll mention to you some of the things that we were able to do in 1 week, and because of your feedback from our training on Saturday or last Saturday. So we did some immediate changes. We made some initial decisions as well, especially because I think we need to constantly be on our toes because the Department of the Education in the Philippines, all the education system in general, is actually on a lot of transition. So Gabay is here to help our teachers for that transition. So yun, Chris.
All right, Jim. Again, I would like to acknowledge everybody. Thank you for coming, and I really appreciate all of your support for Tag Pros. And again, we are here to help and assist everybody. We'll make sure that we are listening to all of your needs. All right. Again, maligayang training po sa lahat.
All right. Thank you so much, Chris. Have a good evening in at your place in the US. All right. So ayan, I think we're ready to start with our training. So again, let me just start by sharing my screen. Ayan, magandang buhay with Gabay. I think we're working on that on our hashtag. Thank you so much for one of our participants actually shared this, no, magandang buhay with Gabay. So welcome to our second training, second part of our training. We just want to start now with the feedback and suggestions that you've given us in our first training last Saturday. So we're trying to reconcile the numbers right now, but we have 168 registered participants, 188 actual participants, but we have actually 213 people submitting their work. So some of you might have repeated your submissions because again, please make sure that in your evaluation form you put your complete and proper name, because we have automated the sending of certificates. That means whatever information you put in your evaluation, that comes out in your certificate. So make sure that you are able to put your proper email, your proper and complete name, so that we won't have any concern with the certificate. It's easy to work on that, but since we're automating everything, we want to make sure that every process runs smoothly as well. These are the things that you found valuable or useful during our training number 1. I think it's really the idea and the reality that AI can help us simplify tasks and improve efficiency. The idea and I think the wow moment that GabAI can actually help us with a lot of our work, maximizing GabAI for its usefulness, making the jobs of teacher easier, lighter, and faster. The simplified approach on AI integration because of prompt cards, the training as well. So we're continuously improving and developing training modules. So this is not the first and only module that you will have. We have gotten feedback about the training as well and the content of the next training. And we're promising that we will expand so that we can also focus on per subject or per year level or range of year of level so that we can actually help you with integrating according to your own disciplines or subjects. So thank you so much. That was a good feedback. So what areas of training, like what I've said, um, we will have practice today. We will teach you secrets of how so that you can take advantage of Gabi, for example. Gabi is a powerful tool. What you cannot do in the prompt card, Gabby could actually do it. So if we don't have what you're looking for in the prompt card, Gabby might be able to do it. So we'll teach you later on with that on that thing. Okay. Navigation through Gab AI, navigation for us may took too long to use the tools. We're constantly improving. So please let us know how we could customize and personalize Gabay to your experience as well. mm, Breakout rooms for different elements. What we're gonna do is that we are planning webinars that will focus on AI integration in different subjects. So that's something that you can look forward to. For grade 12 subjects and special prompts for Singaporean math. This was a very interesting decision that we made for grade 12, we are now on the last semester, mid of the last semester, and we will be ending the school year by April for a lot of schools. Some are actually ending on March, end of March. And DepEd just announced that there will be a new set of curricula for grade 12. So what we have done is to actually develop a prompt card that will allow you to put your own special competencies and then enjoy AI integration. Same with Singaporean math. It's really challenging right now to put in a lot of information, especially when competencies are not shared publicly as well. So we want to respect also your own privacy. And sometimes we use curricula or offerings coming from different providers. And if we're not given permission to use this curricula, for example, STEM or STEAM that you've gotten from the United States, we will be on trouble using those things without their permission. Okay? Questions raised. I think that's the first thing. We are now working on adding some prompt cards that will accommodate non-DepEd Matatag programs, especially for private schools. We have started that with the Christian Life Education, but we have also are adding flexible prompt cards. I'll show you one which we have created later. Um, Monitoring of students and providing them with feedback. We're also developing a prompt card that will look into giving feedback on student work. Um, if you want to add more subjects, like for example, another subject outside the DepEd Matatag curriculum, there's already a prompt card. I'll show you in a bit. Generating images aside from text, we're slowly working on that as well. Ayan, on how to fully access Gabay for free and unlimited, but not only for educators but for students need also. There are two things why um Gabay is not free. Number one, kailangan po namin ng pambayad ng kuryente namin. Joke lang po, pero that's the easiest way. It's really challenging financially to sustain an ed tech tool. Like for example, I'm gonna name drop. It's been a decade that I've been working on ed tech. Okay? And when we were start and when I was beginning as an ed tech, the first few years of my edtech uh, life as a teacher, Padlet was free. Kahoot was free. Those were very good. Book Creator was free. CISO was free at that time. But then after a few years, they had to make sure that there is subscription for them. You know why? Because we have to sustain ourselves as a company. We have very good tech developers, and we need also to compensate them. So that's our goal. Presyong ano ba ang sabi namin, tubong lugaw lang po kami. That's 99 pesos. I think we're the cheapest. So that's something that could actually help us in return to develop everything. Second, if you are working with a tool or an application online that is free, medyo ano na to ha, data privacy, ethical side discussion. So take note of this. If you are using something for free, in the edtech world, nothing is actually free. So what is your payment? Teacher Jim, but we're using a lot of edtech tools, online apps that are free. Well, in the edtech world, when something is free, what you're paying them is your privacy. You're paying them with your data. You're paying them with every information that you do with them. We don't want that as a business model because we are teachers. Chris is a teacher in the United States. Pinoy na Pinoy pero teacher sa US. The other co-founder that we have is a technology professor and expert in UP and Ateneo as well. And we understand that as teachers, we are holding on to different sensitive information, which I will be sharing later as the last part of our training about ethical use of GabAI. We don't want to do that. That is not our business model. It does not align to our core value, privacy, and respect for the teacher and for the students. So we don't want to go there. That's a long way of explaining why it might be difficult for GabAI to be free unless you would point to us partners like nonprofit organization or maybe your local government to help us fund every teacher in your place. We've seen that there are local governments helping helping their own teachers with funding as well. So we can do that as we are open to that also. So just let us know. Okay? Ayan. Adding other parameters, we will also add that into our session later on, how to add parameters. I might be coming off very choppy already, so there will be some moments when I will be turning my video off. I just need your help for me to be mindful. So please feel free to put in the chat box, no? If I'm too choppy already. Okay? What else? Questions about Singaporean math in high school and elementary. How could AI be used to help teachers to handle students with special needs? That's something that we have already listed for our future webinars. Ayan, okay? So I think a lot of you are asking about what if we have special subjects. So I'm gonna show you a preview of a prompt card that we have started to develop. It's actually live already. We're just waiting for one more. So I'm just gonna stop sharing now. Ayan. If you have questions as well, please ready them as I get ready my share my demo. All right. So this is my okay. Can you do thumbs up if you can see my screen? Ayan, thank you, Ma'am Rosalina, yeah, Sir Orly. Ayan. You're very familiar with this. We will be adding some symbols to indicate which are specialized subjects or DepEd Matatag aligned prompt cards. So we're using the word specialized kasi that's what you keep on saying or telling us. Notice at the end of the newest prompt card that we've added is under the category lesson ideas and planner is a specialized K to 10 K to grade 10 lesson planner. What does this mean? If you click here, you will have something that looks like the lesson planner, but look at this content standard, content domain, and learning competencies. You can now type your own competency. So if you're using Singaporean math, if you're using other specialized subject, like for example, I don't know, journalism ba or something, what we've done is to create a specialized prompt card where you can now input your own competency, just copy and paste from your curriculum that you have, and then you will have a generation of the same thing. Okay? So let's try that later on during our demo, but this is something that we have created for grade uh kinder to grade 10. How about for senior high school? We will be creating another prom card. Hindi lang po siya umabot this Saturday, but I think they're gonna make it live later this afternoon. You will have a specialized prom card, not just for kinder to grade 10, but we will have senior high school as well. Kasi we know that you don't use quarter period, diba? By semester kayo. So that you can also have a more precise generated output. So yun, that is our first way of adjusting. We cannot add too many curricula kasi, especially if it's coming from private schools. You will need a specialized GabAI platform for that, which we call as the customized version. That's what Chris has mentioned a while ago. We can help you create your own AI for your school. However, we cannot add a privately owned curricula into the public platform because um, it will be shared to the whole public, because this public platform is really meant this public platform is really meant for everyone, or for everyone's usage. So we're not able to do that. Instead, what we can offer is actually to have you a customized version. At hindi lang po uploading ang kaya namin gawin sa customized version. There are more and more things that you can do if you want to customize your gabay with us. That includes your logo in all the generated result. That means adding your own specific prompt cards, analytics for your administrator so that you can realign the token. So there are a lot of things that you can do. Maybe in the next we're gonna send you information about that after the training. So yes, we can do that, and there are more customization to be done. Okay, so those are it for now. For the training programs, like different subjects, we are constantly enhancing our training, and there are webinars being planned over the succeeding weeks and maybe months. So makakaasa po kayo for us to touch on how to integrate AI to the different subjects. Okay, those are just things that we have done based on your feedback as well. So are there any questions po? Yeah. Are there any questions? Can you do thumbs up if we're ready to move? Or everything is clear? All right. I think everything is ayan. Yes po, yes Ma'am Ruth, we are constantly improving the platform kasi we are needs-based, user base as well. So we base our improvement on the feedback of our users. So please do make sure to send us your feedback. In the platform, there is a feedback form. That's what we use as well. We constantly visit that, and that helps us as well. So time check. It's 9:30. I think we can start. For this morning, there are four things that we want to do. Very quickly, these are very simple ideas as well. Number one, let's have a prompt card game so that we will know when and what to use. When we can use a proper prompt card according to our needs. We will be introducing prompt engineering frameworks so that you can maximize Gabi. You will be introduced to what we want you to learn, which is the GabAI workflow. How do you align the process of your work, or maybe strengthen or streamline your workflow when you use GabAI for your daily tasks? And then the last part of our training will be the ethical AI use, or the ethical use of GabAI. All right. So we will start with our first session, which is the when do we use the prompt cards? Okay. The first thing that I want you to do is to open GabAI. So kindly please turn on. Can you please open a browser in your laptop or maybe your cell phone? Turn in your GabAI. Ayan. Kindly go to your GabAI webpage. Okay. So type in your GabAI, the GabAI link, gabay.tagpros.us. Make sure that you are logged in right now. Kasi we will have a game. I'm not sure if you have memorized all the prompt cards, but our next game will introduce us to the different prompt cards. I need you also to be fast. We will be raise your hand if you answer. Let's try to make it interactive. You can use the comment box in the chat box in Zoom or on Zoom. On YouTube, you can actually type your thoughts on the comment section. And then for our friends online on Zoom, if you want to unmute yourself, just raise your hand and we will recognize you. Okay? This is a prompt card mastery game for us to be ready. Okay? Can you please do thumbs up if you have logged into your GabAI account? Okay. Ayan, while you're logging in, we've been working with our technology team, tech team. Kindly give me a feedback if your account has been upgraded or there were tokens added. Let me know if there are tokens added already. If wala, and then we will tell our tech team to upgrade your accounts already. Right. I think a lot of you are ready. Okay. Let's play the game. What prompt card would you use? You want to create a quick check for understanding activity before moving to the lesson. What prompt card will be used? Or what prompt card would you use? You want to create a quick check for understanding. Okay? Before moving to the next lesson. Please type your answer, or maybe raise your hand and unmute yourself. What prompt card will you be using? Assessment? Which specific, Sir Peter? We have a lot of prompt cards on assessment. Ayan. Ang nauna ay si Sir Peter John. Ayan. And Sir Peter Paul. Oh, we have two Peters. Peter Paul and Peter John. Okay, the answer is our friends on YouTube. Let's wait as well. Medyo our friends on YouTube will be listening to us delayed about 5 to 10 seconds because of the live stream, but no worries. Okay? All right. Thank you. Our answer is the formative assessment creator. So when you want to do a quick checking for understanding, in education, we always make sure that every time we make an input to our students, especially with knowledge and skills, we want to check if they have understood in a formative manner so we can give them feedback. The formative assessment creator prompt card is your uh is your assistant, is your help so that you'll be able to create quick checks. We call them quick checks for understanding. All right. Give yourself 1 point. Honesty system, let's give ourselves 1 point if we've gotten the formative assessment answer correctly. Okay. Let's move to the next part. Which prompt card would you use? You need to compose a professional email to parents about an upcoming school event. You need to compose a professional email to parents about an upcoming school event. What prompt card would you use? Ma'am Annalisa also got the correct answer from YouTube. So thank you so much. That's correct answer. Okay, so the first, mabilisan, no? Ma'am Ronelyn, then Ma'am Maria Delia, Saint Peter tuloy. Sir Peter, Sir Melin, Teacher Girly, ayan, and everyone, email manager. Yes, the correct answer is email manager. If you look kindly look at the screen. On the screen, you will see two things that you can do with email manager. You can generate an email, or you can even respond to an email. So if you have if you receive an email, for example, and you don't know how to respond to it, or maybe you're stressed out because it's a very strongly worded email from a parent. Sometimes you don't know how to, you know what to say, but because you are on a roller coaster of high emotions, sometimes we wanna simmer down our emotions, cool down ourselves so that we can respond properly. So when you use the email manager, you can actually let GabAI change or modify your tone, so that when you were writing it on heat or on high emotions, you can actually change the tone of Gabay could actually change the tone of your email to make it more respectful, sincere, after cooling down your emotions. Okay? So email manager is something that could help you. Ayan. Yes, I've been using that a lot with my correspondence as well. Okay. Perfect. Okay, 1 point. Please write 1 point for yourself on your notebook. Next question. Which prompt card would you use? You are designing an activity that will allow students of different skill levels to work on appropriately challenging tasks within the same lesson. You are designing an activity that will allow students of different skill levels to work on appropriately challenging tasks within the same lesson. So what you want to do here is to design activities. So it's a designer prompt card. All right? So rubrics, hindi po siya rubric designer, although you will be able to use rubric designer for this in your workflow. Okay, so we've got an answer. All right, si Ma'am Girly, Teacher Girly. The answer is differentiated activities planner. If you look kindly on the screen, you have the screenshot of the UI for it. Take notice on differentiation activities. The differentiation activities follow science-based or research-based way of differentiating the lesson. So sometimes it's really difficult for us to plan differentiated instruction, but because of GabAI's differentiated activities planner, you will be able to think, or you will be given already a starting point, which you can then contextualize. Remember, in differentiation, we need to know the capacity, the background of our students. Gabay will give you the first step. We can further contextualize it as well when you have the plan. So, all right, very good. Okay. Next prompt card. You need to create a Catholic religious education lesson that incorporates faith-based discussions and moral reflections. So I know some of you are not teaching this. This is a specialized subject. Okay. So which prompt card would we use? Right. Buntik na naman ako nagsabing Saint Peter. Sorry, Sir Peters. We have two teacher Peters here. Nadudulas ako sa Saint Peter. Peter John kasi and Peter Paul. Diba? So saintly the names. Okay? So apologies pag nagkakamali ako on your name, sir. Okay, the answer is Christian Life Education Lesson Builder. Okay, that is our prompt card, the Christian Life Education Lesson Builder. Because it's a specialized subject, notice that the learning competencies key concepts part are actually open for user input. Similar with other specialized prompt cards, we don't have a standard curriculum for this, but we also want to help our Catholic private schools or Christian schools as well. So this is something that we could actually help you with. So yan, we've created a Christian life education builder. All right. Next, you need to create a structured lesson plan that incorporates 21st century skills like collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. You need to create a structured lesson plan that incorporates 21st century skills like collaboration, creativity, and critical thinking. Our answer is ACS. It will be the lesson plan designer. Minadalihan ko na po kasi lagi naman natin to yung ginagamit. Okay? Perfect. Your students are struggling with emotional regulation and you want to integrate activities that foster self-awareness and empathy into your lesson. Which prompt card would you use? You want to help students struggling with emotional regulation and you want to integrate activities. This is good for values education as well, for guidance periods as well, or if you have special programs like mentoring or character formation sessions or projects, you can actually use this as well. I know that that we have guidance counselors subscribed to GabAI, and they're using the prompt card to create a lot of sessions on social emotional learning. Okay, so the answer is the cell activity planner or the social emotional learning activity planner. All right. We will not go through all the prompt cards. So we will just be going through some of the special prompt cards that we have. Okay. You need to design an assessment that requires students to solve real-world problems and apply their learning in meaningful context. What prompt card will you use? You need to design an assessment that requires students to solve real-world problems and apply their learning in meaningful context. All right, mabilis no? Mabilis na tayo. Real World Assessment Planner, one of our top 3 prompt cards are Lesson Plan Designer, Formative Assessment Creator, and our Real World Assessment Planner. Last year, those were our top prompt cards. And we understand that kasi nga, di ba, as teachers, that's part of our workflow. Okay, you want to differentiate an article that you want your students to read at different levels without changing the core content. So you have, for example, you're teaching students with below reading abilities and then on grade level reading abilities. And you also have 1 to 5, maybe around 5 above grade level reading ability. You want to differentiate the article that you're letting them read. Which prompt card would you use? Okay, text and article differentiator. I love this. This is actually one of the things that we prioritize because we want to use to help teachers do a lot of work in terms of differentiation. So we actually created the text and article differentiator so that you can do differentiated or targeted way of helping your students, right? Okay, which prompt card would you use? Teachers, you are not just teaching inside your classroom. Sometimes you want to advance the way you want to teach through research projects, or maybe you are preparing yourself for a promotion, or you want to do a study that you want to be published. Okay, so you are conducting a small classroom research project and need ideas for structuring your study. Okay, what prompt card will you use? Ayan, just to make sure ha, it's not the students who will do the study, the research, but you are as a teacher. So the answer will be the Classroom Research Ideas Generator. Here, GabAI will not write the research for you, but GabAI will help you with ideas or where to start your research. Because we know that as teachers, this is the most difficult part, the beginning of a research. The big ideas are actually, or the first ideas are the most challenging ones. So we created GabAI, Classroom Research Ideas Generator prompt card, to help you start or have some ideas where to begin your research. Okay? You need to generate word problems for a math quiz, but you want them to be aligned with real-world scenarios. What prompt card would you use? So you want situation-based, real-life situation word problems for math. What will you choose? Which prompt card would you use? All right. The answer is math word problem generator. Okay. I think we're now on our last two questions. Ayan, last two questions. Math word problem. That's very good. Okay. You are compiling a set of learning materials and resources for your students to use in an upcoming lesson. This is a free flow prompt card that will let you compile a set of learning materials and resources for your students. It's not DepEd, it's not necessarily DepEd matatag, aligned, but a free flow way of creating and compiling learning materials and resources. What prompt card would this be? What prompt card would this be? All right, perfect. The answer is the lesson and resource builder or the resource builder. Notice on your screen that you can actually create. So aside from the specialized prompt cards, dear teachers, if you have specialized subjects, senior high school, Singaporean math, you could actually use this resource builder prompt cards for creating activities for Singaporean math, senior high school, which you cannot find in the other prompt cards. So this is very important to understand and remember. Resource Builder is a companion prompt card for you because you can create a lot of lesson plan, activities, module study guides, even scoring guides of assessment outside the prompt cards that you have that you constantly use. So please make sure that you look into the Resource Builder. Okay, last. You need to create a targeted reading intervention plan for students who are struggling with comprehension. So you are teaching grade schoolers, for example, and you are tasked to handle a bridging or maybe a summer class. You want to create a targeted intervention plan. Okay? What would it be? What prompt card will you use? The answer is perfect. The answer is reading intervention plan. Teachers, take a look at the UI of the reading intervention plan. You can actually now choose the reading challenges and even choose how you would like to respond. So GabAI will put these things together. You don't even need to put specific information about your students who are struggling. You just need to make sure to identify the reading challenges and how you would want to help your student, then GabAI will be able to create your intervention plan. There are two intervention plan prompt cards: the math, numeracy, and reading literacy. You know, the main reason why we added that because we are supporting the Department of Education's project or plan to make sure that we catch up with the learning loss that we have during the pandemic, and at the same time to further promote, to further help our students who are struggling with literacy and numeracy, foundational skills that are very, very important. So if you are teaching as well, for I know that in private schools there are basic program or program for struggling students, you can actually use this to create your program. All right. So that's just a quick game. Thank you so much. Can you please check ilan po ang score na nakuha nyo? Can you please um chat in the prompt in the text box or comment section? Ilan po ang score ninyo? Sino nakakuha ng 10/10 or ano ba, ilang items ba tayo? Sino nakakuha ng perfect? Si Saint tuloy, si Teacher Peter. Ayan, Teacher Peters. I think they got things perfectly. Congratulations. This is our way of familiarizing ourselves with the different prompt cards. There will be more and more prompt cards. So I believe that that we should be familiar with the prompt card so that you can also maximize. Okay? Now, in terms of maximizing and familiarizing yourself, I want to show you how to save a shortcut to the GabAI website. So, teachers, if you're working, you can actually do it together with me right now. If you are using Chrome, Edge, or Safari, so that you can always access GabAI, you don't have to type and type the website. Here's a quick tip. You look at the screen. If you are using Google Chrome, when you put the website's um the link to the website on the web browser, you can press the star at on the right side, and then it will bookmark the whole thing. Okay? If you're using Chrome and Edge, click the star icon in the address bar. Address bar is where you put the website, and then you can actually that will bookmark so that you will not just be always be writing gabay.com that typos that us. That's your shortcut link para hindi na paulit-ulit. If you're using Safari, click share and then add bookmark. Okay? You can also make them in your favorites just to make sure that that they are being used in that you can use them in a very quick manner. Teacher, how about if I'm using cell phone? Okay. So for iPhones or maybe iPads as well, what you can do is to open GabAI's website in Safari. Okay. So tap the share button on the screen, and there you will be able to choose add bookmark, add to favorites, or even to add to home screen. Look, if I say add to home screen, I could actually put it in a app like para na siyang app. So we don't have an app yet, but what I'm showing you right now is there. Nasa home screen yun na siya na parang app. If you're using Android or Chrome, you can actually do that as well. Open GabAI's website in Chrome, tap the three dot, and then add that to your home screen as well. I think I can show that. I'm not using a an Android, but I'm using Chrome as well. So I'll try to share my screen. I don't know if you can share. Yeah, can you see my screen? Yeah. Ayan, this is my iPhone Pro Max, but I'm using I think I have a Chrome here. That means Chrome. So if you're using Chrome, ayan, if you're using Chrome, you can just open and then type your, ayan. I think this is also similar with Android. What you can do is the three dots at the bottom, and then you can just choose add bookmark if the star if you want, or you can also add to your you can choose here add bookmarks there. Okay, so you can actually bookmark this in your Android. Okay, um you can also check if you can again i-bookmark nyo lang dito. Bookmark, it will be in your account so that it's shared across devices as well. Okay, so yun, that's how you can do that. Can you do thumbs up if you're able to bookmark? It's nice, no? It will just be a quick way. If you can add the shortcut to the screen, desktop as well, that will be good as well. Okay, Ma'am Donalyn, I saw that you were raising your hand. Do you have any question? Or baka nagkamali lang si Ma'am, no? Okay, no worries about that. That's just one way of us making sure that you have a quick and efficient. Kasi the name of the game that we're doing right now is efficiency. So even bookmarking will actually help you access Gabay in a nice and proper manner. How about our participants on YouTube? Can you please do thumbs up if you were able to bookmark or add to the screen? Just wait for the comments, no? Ayan. The Zoom participants are doing thumbs up. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay. Those are that's our session 3, which is being familiar with the prompt cards and having a quick access on Gabay. Let's now move to prompt engineering and workflow. I'm so excited to share to you prompt engineering framework. Okay. Teacher, why is prompt engineering frameworks your discussion right now? Because Gabby is actually Gabby, the educational chatbot, is actually it's actually the a powerful educational chatbot inside Gabay. So if there are things that you want to ask that are outside the prompt cards, or you want a quick information, like for example, I need 10 test items about solar system. You don't need to use the prompt card because you want just simple 10 test solar system. Or maybe you're creating your interactive activity for your ILAC or learning action cell. You want 10 funny quotations. Wala yun sa mga prompt cards natin. You can actually use Gabi for that. Okay? So, prompt engineering will help you with this. What is prompt engineering? Prompt engineering is crafting clear instruction to guide large language model like OpenAI, the one that we're using, or Gabay, so that you can have meaningful output. Remember, when you use Gabi, it's garbage in, garbage out. Whenever you use an AI, kahit si Gabi or other AI, the first thing that you need to put in mind when you're asking Gabi question, GIGO. What does GIGO means? Garbage in, garbage out. The quality of your input, which is your question, determines the output. Okay? Do we understand that? Can you do thumbs up if you understand GIGO? I don't know how they say it. GIGO, GIGO. Garbage in, garbage out. Can you say it with me? You don't have to unmute yourself. Just say it with me. Garbage in, garbage out. So, why is prompt engineering important? Prompt engineering is important when you're speaking to Gabi because it will give you more efficiency, saves time, you generate accurate answers immediately, clarity, so it removes misunderstandings or irrelevant outputs, and empowerment. What does that mean? You are able to do more. You are able to do more and ask more questions. There are several kinds of prompt engineering. The first one are the quick and simple prompting. There are 4 kinds of quick and simple prompting. Zero-shot prompting, one-shot prompting, informational retrieval prompting, and creative writing prompting. Ayan na, medyo serious na tayo, no? But these ones are very familiar and this will be helpful for you. Number 1, zero-shot prompting. What does that mean? The AI is asked to perform a task without prior examples or context. Ano yung example na yan? Gabby, write a short story about a boy who discovers a magical forest. No context, no example. You just ask the AI to do something for you. That's zero-shot prompting. One-shot prompting gives the AI example to guide its response. Like for example, write a 3-line poem about the ocean. You give the example, the waves dance in light, secrets hidden in their depths, a world full of life. Now write one about the forest. So in one-shot prompting, you're actually giving Gabby an example on how to give you a response. Okay? In zero shot, wala. Tanong agad. Question agad. In one shot prompting, you give at least one sample to guide its response. Now, ito pa yung common, quick, and simple prompting that we use. Sometimes, or most of the time, we treat an AI like Gabi as a source of information, especially of common knowledge information. So we do information retrieval prompting. In information retrieval prompting, you ask questions like, what are the key features of photosynthesis? What is the solar system? What is an AI? So the act here is information retrieval. Very quick, very simple. Okay. The other one is creative writing prompting. Creative writing prompting is you specifically ask Gabi to write you an imaginative or a content. Like, for example, imagine a future where humans live underwater. Okay? It, and then describe their daily life challenges and intervention. Okay, that's how you do it. That's how we can actually do a lot of prompting. These are simple prompting. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing right now and let's do an example of simple prompting. I will share all of my screens. Ayan. Para makita nyo ang paggamit ko kay Gabi using simple prompting. Okay, I just need to reload this just to make sure. Ayan. Okay, you can also do this with me. Can you please go to to the chat box? Can you give me an example of a zero shot prompting? Can you give me an example of a question that I can ask Gabi? Zero shot prompting is, what did we say about zero shot prompting? No context. No context. For example, right? Tell me, tell me what a quiz. Tell me what a, ano ba yung question ngayon? Tell me what, describe to me what a planet is. Okay. Sabi natin, di ba, we can expand this. We can actually expand Gabi. So that's zero shot prompting. Ayan. Meron na tayo, no? Okay. What if we do, we ask Gabi to write a poem for us? Okay. Write me a poem about Mars. 2 stanzas only. Let's see if Gabi can do this. I wanted to give an example, but I don't have something in mind. So there, you can actually have Gabi write a poem for you. The structure doesn't look like a poem because it's expanded. That's one thing that we're working on. But if you minimize it, it might look like a poem as well. So yun. Okay. What else do you want to ask Gabi? We have done that creative as well. Maybe quick thing lang, right? Me, attend item test about the planets of the solar system. True or false item. So, ito na yung mga madalian na kaya natin gawin. Quick things that we can do. Oh, sorry. That's in my chat box pala. Sorry. This is Gabi. Apologies for that. You will see that in my chat box. Ayan, meron ka na. Ayan. So, very quickly, Gabi could be used to create prompt cards. In the chat on YouTube, where it says generate a history on geometry. Let's try to see if Gabi could answer that. Generate. Ano bang gusto na mo, Ma'am Anariza? Isang libro ng history ng geometry? Maybe we can be more specific. Maybe generate a summary. Ano ba? A summary of history of geometry. Kasi pag history of geometry po, ang gusto nyo ba yung since day one of the Earth to us now. Create a summary of the highlights of important, ayan, important events in the development of geometry. Ma'am Annalisa, is this okay? Kasi baka mag-produce ng libro si Gabi about history. I'm just kidding. Ayan. Maybe, generate a summary of important events. Ayan. So maybe this is something that we could already start with. It says ancient Mesopotamia, Egypt, ancient Greeks. Ayan. So if you want to further expand this, maybe you can just copy here. You can say, tell me more about the ancient Mesopotamia and Egyptians uh, geometry. So maybe you can do something like this. So it's like you're discussing and chatting with Gabi. Ayan. So a very quick way. Ayan, write me an MC script for elocution program. Ayan. What is an elocution program? Let's try to write a script. Ayan, yung mga graduation siguro. Write a script for a uh for a for a grade 6 graduation. Tingnan nga natin kung kaya niya. Although very quick lang to ha, very small lang si Gabi. What you can do maybe is to copy and paste, write a script for a grade 6 graduation. This is very open-ended. So maybe we want to limit it, but let's try. Wag ng graduation. Gamitin natin yung sample na ma'am. Elocution program. You know, how many minutes is this? Maybe you can also add how many minutes. Who are the audience? Diba? Write a script for a, ano ba to? High school elocution program that will run for, 60 minutes. Okay? Notice how I'm adding details. This will maybe help Gabi. Let's try to look if Gabi can do this. It gives you a script. I would understand, make this for, make the script for the MC. Ang ginawa ni Gabi dito na, ayan. Yes, oo, tama si Miss Ruth. I like that Miss Ruth is helping us segue why context is important, no? That is the next part of our discussion on prompt engineering. Pero kaya naman ni Gabi, no? What you can do now is to copy and paste this. Tapos you need to put, maybe do you have a theme? I don't know if you have a theme. So maybe you can just specify when you talk about it. Okay. So Gabby can do a lot of things. That's what we have established. I want to stop sharing right now. Are there any question? Because Ma'am Ruth actually has segue us to a very important part of our discussion on prompt engineering. Okay. Ayan, if there are no questions, I think I could continue. Prompt engineering frameworks then are very important. If you look at your screen, these are 5 common prompt frameworks. There are a lot of prompt frameworks that you could use so that Gabi or Gabay could actually help you with a more specific output. For example, role, action, context, expectation. When you write what you want Gabi to do, you have to make sure that you specify the role of Gabay. Okay? Action, the context, and even the expectation. Okay? So for example, you are a high school teacher, create a lesson plan on analyzing poetry for your 10th grade class. The class has a range of reading abilities, so activities should be differentiated. The expectation is to provide a detailed plan with objectives, activities, and assessment methods. Look at the pattern. There's role, there's action, there's context, and expectation. Okay? Similarly, the other framework is CARE, C-A-R-E, context, action, result, and even give an example. So for example, a class of diverse learners in your history class is struggling with note-taking during lectures. What do you want Gabi to do? Introduce a structured note-taking method like Cornell notes. What's the result? Students should be able to organize their notes effectively, improving comprehension and recall. You give Gabay an example or Gabi an example. Model the method by taking notes on a short video about World War II and then guiding students to apply it in class. Okay, so that's an example of another prompt framework where you give the AI like Gabi example and result so that your output will be more specific. Okay, look at race and care. Race and care has context and action and even expectation. Those are very, very important because those are basic components like what Ma'am Ruth has mentioned in our chat box. Context matters. You need to give Gabi a context of what you want to do so that the focus will be more specific. We don't just want to do one-shot prompting. We don't just want to do zero-shot prompting. Instead, we want to use these frameworks to have more specific results. Another thing, what if you are starting with a concern or problem? You can do PAR. What does PAR mean? Okay? PAR is problem, action, result, which means start with problem. Students in your class are struggling with writing cohesive essays. Your action is to introduce a step-by-step writing process, including brainstorming, outlining, drafting, and revising. The result should be students should be able to write clearer and more structured essays. That's PAR. Okay? Or we can convert. Let's use the example of Ma'am Ruth. What's your problem? You are an MC for the elocution program. What do you want, Gabi? Write me a complete MC script or a script that I can use as an MC for the following parts. Okay, so there are parts that you will add for the program. Opening prayer, welcoming remarks, whatever part. The result should be a clear script that has a complete it's a script that the MC could use for all the different parts of the program. Okay? What else? Similarly, this is my favorite, STAR. Oh, someone is asking privately. Don't worry, we will give you a handout of all the modules that we've started since Saturday. We will give you a handout of this, including the prompting framework. So don't worry about it. We'll give you more materials that you can use. Okay. So STAR, this is my favorite. Situation, task, action, and result. An example. The situation is the class has difficulty staying engaged during math lesson. The task, develop an interactive math game to make learning fun and engaging. Action, create a game that encourages students to solve problems in teams with rewards for accuracy. The result, student participation and interaction in math will increase. So, situation, task, action, and result. Okay? Another favorite that you can use, if you're brainstorming with Gabi, you can use this pattern. Help me understand. So for example, help me understand what is a flipped classroom model. Okay? And then you can continue discussion. Explain how teachers can use technology for flipped classroom. And then you could continue. It's like Socratic model. I don't know if you're familiar. Socratic model means once an answer is given to you, you also further ask questions so that, or you can also ask Gabay or Gabi to make it Socratic for you. What does that mean? Baliktad. After Gabi gives you an answer, Gabi will ask you a question so that you'll be prompted to dig deeper. Okay? So there. What are our examples? Can you take a screenshot for now? These are the most common frameworks that you can use. Race, PAR, CARE, STAR, help me understand. There's a private question. Sir, kailangan ba naming isulat na parang ganito? Context, blah, 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 blah. Action, blah, blah, blah. No. These are visual guide. What we want you to do is to make this as your mental guide. It's your mental model. You don't have to say the context is, the action is, the result is. No. What you can do now, because this is a mental model that you have learned, dire-diretsyon ka na. You don't have to specify what context is. You can just say, I am a teacher teaching diverse learner, blah, blah, blah. I want to introduce a structured note-taking. So, no more na, no more na. But if you want to start with that so that you'll be more mindful, okay lang din. But then in the end, this is not just a visual guide. This is a mental model that you can actually use in your own brain so that when you type with Gabay or any other AI, that is something that should be helpful for you. Is that clear, teachers? Can you do thumbs up if these are helpful? Yan. Yes, I want to go back. Ayan. From framework. Okay. Can you take a screenshot? Para mas maganda yung ano, tapos mag-practice tayo with Gabay, no? With Gabi. There's a question here. Can you use this with other like ChatGPT? Of course. This is a secret that we want you to learn, not just for Gabay, but for everything, every AI that you will be using. Hindi naman po kami madamot sa sharing of ideas. We actually want to help every teacher. Okay, thumbs up if you have taken a screenshot of this so that we can experiment. There's a question, sir. Does Gabi have the same level of generative capability versus other Gen I or Open AI? By the way, I think if you have explored our disclaimer page, if you have explored, let me just stop sharing, because we're not keeping it as a secret as well. Sorry, had to be honest, we're not like the other AI developers. They are scared or they don't want to share, be transparent with their clients. We are very transparent with our clients. If you go to AI and information disclaimer, you would see that there is a data usage and management with Gabay powered by OpenAI LLM. So we're very open in saying that we use OpenAI's large language model, the advanced version of OpenAI's large language model. What does it mean then? This means that ChatGPT and Gabay are using the same large language model. We're not ChatGPT. We are not ChatGPT, but we are using OpenAI's model as well, large language model. So that puts us as par, or maybe what we want to say is we're giving teachers a more efficient way of using generative AI. I hope that answers Sir Peter Paul your question. So we use OpenAI so we can produce the same output as well. What we're doing right now is simply to make sure that we streamline and everything according to teacher tasks. When you go to ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, or whatever, they're more for a general consumer side. What we've done is to create Gabay and really design this with the teacher in mind. ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, any other AI that you're using, they're mainly for the general user. Okay? What we've done with GabAI is to design this with the teacher in mind. So there's intentionality. So there. Okay? Are you ready to practice? Let's try to practice with Gabby. Okay, try to log in again. Go to your GabAI or Gabby accounts. And let's try to maximize Gabby. Okay? Okay. This is an example of a prompt card that I have already prepared. Okay? Or not a prompt card. Look at this one. I copied this a while ago. This is the PAR, problem action result. So I'm just gonna copy this one. Okay? And then put that in Gabby. Apologies, nakita niyo yung marami kong notes. But I'm gonna copy this one. So I followed the PAR, problem action result. And let's see. So students in your class are struggling with writing cohesive essays, introduce a step-by-step writing process, including brainstorming, outlining, drafting, and revising. At the end, students will be able to write clear, more structured essay. So I followed the PAR, problem, action, and result. So this is something that Gabay has actually, or Gabby has actually given me. So a more specific, a more detailed way of prompting with Gabby. Okay? What else? Teachers, can you give me sample prompts that you want to ask? Let's follow some frameworks. Let's go to the frameworks. The frameworks that I've seen, that I've shared is raise, action, context, expectation, problem, action, result. I showed you with that already. Context, action, result, example. Help you understand. So try to go to Gabay or to Gabi and then try to put on a question. Okay? Or a prompt. So let's do again. Role, action, context, expectation. So let's try. You are a grade school math teacher. Action. You want to explore flip learning to engage students when they are at home. What's your action? Suggest a plan for me on how to go about using flip learning for my math class. Give me a sample activity for this. Okay? So let's try. I think we followed race, role, action, context, and expectation. Ayan. So meron ng sagot. How would you proceed? Sabi niya, as a grade school math teacher, you will do something like this, introduction to flip learning, familiarize yourself, choose suitable topics. Ayan, meron na rin siyang giving main ideas, create pre-recorded lectures, assign pre-learning tasks, and then meron ka ng sample learning activity, problem solving challenge. Okay? So you can have something like this, which you can talk more about so that you can maximize Gabi as your sidekick as well inside the platform. What if you want to understand something? Like for example, sabi niya dito, no, help me understand. What's something that you are curious about, teachers? Help me understand Singaporean math. Let's do Socrative method for this. Socrative method is, tingnan natin kung kaya niya, no? Gabi gives an answer pero pinaprompt niya tayo to ask more question. Let's do something like this. Ayan. So you now have certainly, user, what is Singaporean math? Ayan, Gabi. Meron na kayong question and answer. Ayan. Inunahan na rin tayo. So, what if we say, no, let's go one question at a time. So, you can also prompt if naunahan kayo ni Gabi. Okay, yan. Feel free to ask questions one at a time. Para hindi kayo ma-brain dump as well. So, kaya naman pala ni Gabi mag-adjust to our own liking. Alright? So, teachers, I'll stop sharing for now. How are we with our experiment with Gabi? Anyone who would like to share? I'm opening the floor. Anyone who would like to demo or share their screen? A brave soul to share how you are experimenting with Gabi right now? Raise your hand, please, if you want to demo. Ayan. Shy ba tayong lahat right now? Anyone? Sorry to our YouTube friends. Kahit gusto nyo pong mag-demo, medyo nahihirapan po tayo ngayon. Hindi po kaya. Anyone from PWC? PWC or Mary Woods? Ayan. Shy ba lahat? Nahihiya? Okay, I don't want to force you to do this, to share your screen, but can you give me a thumbs up if you have experimented with Gabi? Can you do thumbs up? Ayan. May heart, Mary Woods. Ayan. All right. Thank you for those who are responding. Ayan. Even our YouTube friends are doing thumbs up. Ayan. Maraming salamat. Sis Peter John. Okay, Sir Peter John, do you want to share your screen? Na-volunteer po kayo ni Peter Paul. I'm curious, Peter Paul and Peter John, magkapatid po ba kayo? Hindi naman siguro. Kasi si Sir Peter Paul, ayan, Peter John, okay. Magkapatid ba? Not necessarily naman. Okay, sige, sige. So, if there are no more questions, let's try to go to the next part. This is our closing, the final session, which I think is very important to understand, no? Workflow. What do you mean by workflow, no? Workflow simply means that there is a proper way of working with GabAI. Just looking for my slides. Where is my workflow slides? Sorry for that. Let me just look for my slides. Ayun. Okay, teachers, very quickly, no, what is a workflow? In this session, workflow simply means is a structured sequence of tasks or steps designed to achieve a specific goal efficiently. It's like doing a diagram of the task that you want to do, but in a very precise, very structured manner. Why? For efficiency and effectivity. You know where you know where what your goal is. You know how to proceed by identifying the different steps that you will use so that you'll be able to achieve your goal. That is a workflow. It's a structured sequence of tasks or steps. Gabay could be very overwhelming when you're doing lesson planning. It might overwhelm you because there are a lot of things that you want to do. So you want to focus on a very specific workflow that could help you maximize Gabay. You don't want to do open shot prompting. You don't want to do open-ended prompting or whatever all the time. You want a more precise, a more goal-oriented way of using GabAI. So for example, workflow number 1, lesson planning, but you want to do lesson planning, but your goal is to differentiate that lesson plan. So in your mind, your goal is to create a differentiated lesson plan that integrates not just the activities, but even assessments. So your workflow could be something like this. Your number 1 prompt card to use will be the 21st century lesson plan designer. Okay? So that you'll be able to align your structures and your needs. If you are sure with what you want to do, you can actually jump directly to the differentiated activities planner to look at different activities that cater to different skills and levels. If you want to go further with differentiation, you can also use learning gamifier. And at the same time, because you want to use learning materials, do you want to create materials that will be according to their abilities for differentiation? Because in the lesson planning, you want differentiation based on ability, you can use the text and article differentiator. So this is like a workflow where you begin with lesson planning, and then you now go more specifically as well to what you want to do specifically, like differentiation with gamification or whatever. Okay, and then you can then go to the last part, which is working on learning resources or materials that you can use in your class. So text and article differentiator. So this is an example of a workflow that focuses on differentiated learning. I use this as an example because I know that a lot of us want to do differentiated or personalized learning in our classroom. Pero it's difficult to do because it's very taxing. We don't have access to such differentiators like articles. So this is something that you can use, okay, as a workflow. What's another workflow that you want to do? What if your goal is to design a formative assessment and provide meaningful feedback for your students? Okay, you can start with the assessment creator. Usually, because you want to create a formative assessment, you need to make sure that your formative assessment is aligned to a higher order thinking skill or summative assessment. Why am I saying that step 1, HOTS test items? Because in backward design, you always start with your summative assessment. In reality though, what we do is to do the practice test first before we design the HOTS test items. Theoretically, in education, that is actually incorrect because you want to make sure that all your practice tests are aligned to your summative assessment. So ideally, what you want to do is to start with the HOTS test items creator, which will give you then your summative assessment. Because you know your summative assessment, what you can do now is to plan your formative assessments through formative assessment creator so that all your worksheets, all your drills, all your practice quizzes are aligned to the test item. That's the idea of backward design. So in this workflow, you start with your summative assessment. Now that you've defined your summative assessment, you're now ready to create your formative assessment that will actually lead or help the students practice for the summative assessment. That's backward designing. Remember, UBD, understanding by design, backward design. That's the big idea of backward design. Now, Teacher Jim, nag-formative assessment na kami, but I also want to give them feedback on their behavior. You can use the behavior feedback writer in your workflow. And then, what if you want to refine and customize? Pwede ka rin gumamit kay Gabi. Then ultimately, you want this to be sent to your parents. After nakausap mo na si bata, you also want to send this to your parents. Your last would be the email generator. Diba? That's how you do the different workflow. Another workflow, what if, Teacher Jim, I want to support my students who are struggling. This is your workflow also, okay? Your goal is to develop an intervention plan for students struggling in reading and math. So you use Gabby the chatbot, and then to analyze student performance data, identify common challenges. Yes, by the way, you can use Gabby. You can use Gabby to analyze the performance of your student. Just input the grades of their students, the data, and then ask Gabby to identify common challenges or patterns. After that, you can then use the math or reading intervention planner so that you can have a targeted reading support activities. After that, you're ready with your intervention plan. You will now use the resource builder. And then after that, you will now use the behavior feedback writer. The resource builder will then allow you to customize worksheets, practice exercises, and reference materials that you can use for the intervention plan. Remember the resource builder, the prompt card that's open-ended. And then, of course, you can use the behavior feedback writer to communicate progress with your teachers. Ayan. So that's how workflow also happens. Workflow is important in using Gabay so that you can maximize how you would structure the different ROM cards. Okay? How about Teacher Jim, the ethical use of Gabay? A few reminders to make sure that you ethically use Gabay and other AI platforms. There are four things that I want to remind you. Number one, anonymized data. When you use Gabi or Gabay, don't include PII. PII means personally identifiable information. Avoid writing the complete name of your students. Avoid giving Gabay or us the address of your students, your own address. Use anonymous data. You don't and this is a reminder even with other AI tools like ChatGPT. In ChatGPT nga, because it's free, they can get all your data. Okay? So, anonymized data, that's number one thing. Second, use generic or hypothetical scenarios. You don't say, for example, I have a student named Francis Jim. He has an ADHD. He lives in whatever. His parents are whatever. Please don't put specific data, too much context as well. If you need to add context, you can put generic names, generic scenarios without putting in PII because you need to limit sensitive information. Enable security features as well if there's present. Again, and lastly, don't assume AI privacy. You need to make sure verify AI platforms. In Gabay, for example, we have shown you our information and content disclaimer. Okay? So, for example, again, I just want to go back to our Gabay. So this is Gabay, and when you look to the AI and information disclaimer, we actually give you our disclaimer. Like for example, please don't ask Gabi or Gabay legal or professional advice. We know the limitations of our AI technology. We also have want you to practice user responsibility and all of those things. Okay? So notice as well that we're also transparent with how OpenAI is using your data and what we're doing with your data as well. So we're very transparent and we're very much aligned with privacy laws as well. So this is the thing that we're doing to ensure privacy for everyone. Okay? So there, that's a short note. That's a very quick note on the ethical use of AI, especially because you teachers will be working on different tasks. We don't want you to send in to us your the private information of your students, their names, or even your private information. We don't need them. That is not our business model. Okay? That is not our business model. You don't need your information, your specific data for us to grow into a big company or whatever. Okay? So I'm gonna give you an example. Okay, what if you are asking Gabi to help you with this problem in your school? Take a look at the screen. I'm gonna read it on my own. I'm gonna read it aloud, and I want you to read on your own. This is an unsecured and not so private prompt. Example, here are the test scores of my grade 4 math students. Maria Santos, 85. Juan de la Cruz, 90. Ana Lim, 72. Leo Garcia, 65. Maria struggles with word problems. Anna frequently forgets her multiplication table. And Leo finds it hard to concentrate. Suggest targeted intervention for each. Teachers, is this secured or too much information? Is this TMI? Can you please tell me if it's TMI, too much information, not secured? Thumbs up if you agree with me. This is an unsecured TMI. So what are we going to do? I'm gonna give you a version that is much secured. You can do something like this. Here are the test scores for grade 4 math students. Student A, 85. Then you can put struggle with math problems. Student B, 90. No specific struggle. Student C, 72. Frequently forgets multiplication tables. Student D, 65. Finds it hard to concentrate. So based on this information, suggest targeted intervention for each student. Okay? This is an anonymous way of talking to Gabi. Okay? You just label them student A, B, C, D. You need to put the test scores and the problems, but at least it's not an identifiable or PAI. We avoided adding on PII, not PAI, PII. Okay? You can also remove the test scores kasi you also identified the problems already. Regardless of the scores, I think what is important is for Gabi to understand what problems are your students experiencing so that we can that Gabi can give a targeted response. Okay? So teachers, thumbs up. Can you do thumbs up if these things are clear? Okay. All right. So again, teachers, just a quick note, what we have done for today is to look at this four parts. We did a practice of the prompt cards. We learned about prompt engineering. We shared with you sample GabAI workflow, and we reminded you of the ethical use of GabAI. Okay, just a quick summary of what we've done. I know that part two is a lot of brain information, but we made sure that we share with you important ideas like prompt engineering, workflow, and ethical, so that you don't compromise how you use Gabay, and we are in line with our ethical and digital standards, privacy, while maximizing Gabay. So this is part of a longer module that we have. What we have done is to share a quick version to you, just an introduction, and in the succeeding webinars, we'll be talking more about this. Okay? I'm just gonna stop sharing right now. Teachers, school leaders, are there any questions? Or maybe comments? Questions? Can you please put thumbs up or maybe a heart sign if these things have been very clear and helpful to you? Thumbs up, heart, easy to understand ba, teachers? All right, a lot of hearts, a lot of thumbs up as well. Okay? Thank you so much for that quick feedback. Ayan. Okay. There's a private question. Sir, what can we look at the videos again? Can we try to review? Can we access? Where can we access the slides? Don't worry, we are actually putting up a special page. You remember the professional learning page is not yet open, diba, in the platform. What we're doing in the next few days or maybe weeks is that we will be opening it. So our recorded sessions will be there. It will serve as self-paced learning. The slides will be there also for your viewing. Why? Because we want to introduce to you our next plan for our teachers. We will now be introducing to you the GabAI certified teacher. Remember, TagPros Education is a certified professional development provider. So we're just waiting for our renewal for PRC, but we are allowed to give certifications. This is an international certification because our company is a registered provider for professional development in the United States. So your participation right now actually gives you access to an international certificate on the use of GabAI and AI. However, however, we need to make sure that you submit some requirements. This is a requirement para may output po kayo. So we will be sending you next week important instructions on how to access the professional learning, self-learning pace. However, you don't need to watch all the videos, but there will be part there where you will submit some output so that you will be able to get your badge, the GabAI certified teacher. By the way, we have not, this is a new program. So you will be the first, all participants of our initial pilot research and study will be given a certificate acknowledging you as a GabAI certified teacher. So please watch out for this because you have undergone this is I think 5 to 6 hours worth of training with you. So we want to certify you. We want to make sure that you could use this for your professional learning, professional development. Next steps as well. Continue with the use of GabAI. We apologize. We were not able to upgrade all accounts yet, but we will be updating them this weekend. So all of you will be getting additional tokens. You have the whole February to use GabAI for your teacher task. And then mid-February, we will do a check-in session with you, maybe some FGTs or survey, especially if there are new prompt cards to be released. We'll be updating you with videos as well or instructional videos. And then lastly, be ready for the GabAI certified teacher badge. Once we open the professional learning page, you will be the first to get your badges and you get and get your international certification for the use of AI and GabAI. All right. Teachers, are there any other questions? Ayan, thank you so much for those warm words, kind words. Teacher Anna says, thank you for this session, sir. At least now I have a general idea on how I can manipulate the GabAI. Thank you so much. Ayan. Definitely helpful. Um, very helpful. Thank you for the heart and thumbs up. Thank you so much. Ayan. So, your next part is just really to maximize and give us feedback on the use of GabAI. All right. So if there are no more questions, again, thank you so much on behalf of Tag Pros. The team is here. I don't know if you could turn on your videos. Tess, are you here with us, Tess? Maybe you can say hi. Tess
Yeah,
Bautista
good morning. Good
is
morning,
the,
everyone. Thank you.
uh, is the person tirelessly working, coordinating with you. May request po si Miss Tess. Please check your evaluation, put in your complete name so that you will have a smooth way of getting your certification as well. So make sure that you do the evaluation well. Tess is handling the training programs and the pilot program as well with me. Glenda, are you here with us? I don't know if Glenda can turn on her video, but Glenda is our, ayan, Glenda, I think is here. Say hi to them. Ayan, Glenda is here with us. Okay, she's also handling the training like you, and she's also working on improving the curriculum inside the platform, and of course social media marketing. So Glenda will be working with our marketing team to bring out quick instructional videos. So wait for the launch of our TikTok account and our FB page dedicated to Gabay. So Glenda will be your companion teacher in doing all those tasks. So that's our team right now, and of course Christian, our CEO, is also working with us. The tech team is here, Stevenson as well. They're also working. They're prototyping, developing all your feedback. So please bring in your feedback. Okay. Speaking of feedback, we'd want to end our session today. Please scan the QR code with your attendance, so for your attendance and evaluation, and to receive your digital certificate for this session. Teacher Tess, can you please share the link to us there? Thank you so much. So the link is already there on the chat box. Scan as well. On our friends on YouTube, please make sure that you scan the same link as well. I'll try to put the link. Okay. On YouTube as well. I'm just gonna get the link and then post it on YouTube. Ayan, please don't go yet. Please don't go yet. Let's have a picture taking. Okay. So let's have our picture taking first. The link is already on the comment section. Could you please turn on your video? Ayan. Para masilayan natin ang okay. Masilayan natin ang isa't isa. Kindly turn on your video. I'll remove my spotlight. Ayan. All right. So this is the last session for our introduction. Thank you for helping us as well improve Gabay and our module. So try. Tingnan nga natin kumusta ang mga Saturday look ninyo mga teachers. Sino ang nagkakape? Sino ang naglalaba? Sino may katabing bata? Don't worry, we understand. We're all teachers. I think that's our advantage at Tag Pros at Gabay. Pare-pareho po tayong mga teachers. So we don't judge. We just understand one another. Kung ano yung setup natin. All right. So again, okay, let's practice, no? Okay, in 3 counts, flash your best smile. There are 2 pages here. We're 100 here. For our YouTube friends, selfie na lang kayo with us and then maybe share with us your photos. Send us over at Tag Pros. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Everyone smile. That's page 1. One more for page 2. Everyone, okay, smile. All right. Thank you, everyone. I'm gonna share again the QR code, and you may leave. Thank you so much. Once you're done with the evaluation, you may as well leave already. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great Saturday morning. We appreciate your presence and your guidance and assistance. Have a great weekend, everyone.